What's good, y'all? It's Kudo Crazy, and today I'll be going over the best loadouts for each and every class in the finals. So, if you struggle trying to figure out which guns or items to use for certain classes, I'm here to help y'all out, you know what I'm saying? So let's get to it. Starting off with the light class, I'm going to give you guys my go-to loadout first, then I'll explain some different variations of it because, obviously not everyone has the same playstyle. So for this loadout, I like to use the M11, stun gun, power grenade, sonar grenade, and then I have the evasive dash as my special. I do prefer the M11 over the XP54. They're both really good guns. Probably the two best guns in the light class. The M11 has pretty solid accuracy with a very high DPS, which is damage per second. And I think the high DPS kind of makes up for the slight lack of accuracy. And then it also has 40 bullets in the clip, which, of course that's really helpful. The stun gun is pretty self-explanatory. It stuns people for, I believe, 5 seconds. They can't move, they can't ADS while they're stunned. And for a class with such good movement and such low health, the stun gun is basically essential for anyone using the light class. I like to use the power grenade. Obviously it burns people and it's pretty helpful for defending a cash out since the light class doesn't have any mines. The sonar grenade is also really good. It can reveal players through walls, and it can reveal them up to 3 times as long as they're in the vicinity of it. It used to be in the medium class, I believe, but they moved it to the light class. So personally, I do prefer the evasive dash over invisibility. I think it's great for rotating and just for overall movement while you're fighting. The gateway is pretty solid. It was just added along with the new season, so I do think it'll probably get buffed later on. But basically, it just creates a portal that lets you travel a short distance, kind of like the one they use in Apex Legends. The Vanishing Bomb is also a really good gadget, especially if you're not using the invisibility special. This will turn you and your teammates invisible for 6 seconds. Like I said earlier, the XP54 is, if not the best, it's arguably the second best gun in this class. It has great accuracy, high damage, pretty solid DPS. You can't really go wrong with this gun. The glitch grenade was really good. It used to disable any specializations and gadgets for 10 whole seconds, but they did recently nerf it, so now it only does it for 5 seconds. I do think it's still pretty solid, but I don't know if it's a must-have in your loadouts now. The cloaking device, aka invisibility, it's great for any stealth tactic you could think of. You can shoot people and then turn right back invisible, which is not something many games that involve invisibility do. It makes you completely invisible when you're standing still, which is also really helpful. For the medium class, we have the F-car, zipline, gas mine, the defibs, and then we have the healing beam as the special. Now the F-car, the accuracy did get slightly nerfed, but I do think it's still the best gun in the medium class. The only thing bad, quote unquote bad about it, is the small mag size. It only has 20 bullets in the clip, which can throw a lot of people off, but it does such good damage that it kind of balances out. The zipline is really good. It has a very good range, to be honest, and I think it's a bit more versatile than the jump pad, which is why I use it over that. I use a gas mine. The explosive mine is just as good. They nerfed the glitch trap, so I don't really use that one anymore. But they're just great for defense. The defibs are extremely useful. I think everyone using a medium must have these in their loadouts. It can instantly revive people, although there is a respawn delay now, so when you use the defibs on someone, it'll actually take a few seconds for them to be able to respawn. They did nerf the startup time for it, but it's honestly not a bad enough nerf to the point where you can't have it in your loadout. The healing beam is also extremely useful. It heals teammates from a very decent range, and it takes a good while to overheat, so you can heal your teammates for a pretty long time. The APS turret is basically like a trophy system. It just blocks projectiles like nades and stuff like that. The AK I think is really good, not as good as the F-car. It has low initial recoil, but the overall accuracy is decent. It has solid DPS and a 36 bullet clip. The dematerializer is also really useful. It can instantly erase any walls, and it could also replace any walls that you erase with it. Last up we have the heavy, in which I use the Lewis gun, the RPG, a pyro mine, and the dome shield, along with the mesh shield as my special. Although the heavy have a lot of good guns in the class, I do think the Lewis gun is the most ideal and convenient gun for this class. It has good range, but it does have some heavy recoil. It has a pretty decent reload speed considering it has almost 50 bullets in the mag. The RPG is also extremely useful. I do think every heavy should be using an RPG. It does good damage, it also has splash damage, and it's great for destroying buildings. The dome shield is one of the better items in the game. I do believe everyone using a heavy must have this in their loadout. You can shoot from the inside of the dome shield while not being able to get hit from the outside of it, which makes it very convenient in basically any situation. Recent patches did nerf the health of it, so it's not as broken as it used to be, but it's still very useful. I do think the mesh shield is the best special in the heavy class. It's great for defending basically anything. Just an example, like as you use the shield, your teammates can heal you as you have the shield up. It's stuff like that that makes it very convenient. It also has a lot of health on it, so it does take a while for people to break the shield. The sledgehammer is also a very fun weapon to use. I don't think it's as good in ranked, but it's still really good. It has slight tracking if you're close enough. The down hit, it's slower, but it does way more damage, and it's overall just great for destroying buildings. The KS-23 was a new addition in the new season. It did get buffed a lot. Originally, you kind of had to lead your shots as if you're using a sniper. You no longer have to do that. It doesn't have a headshot multiplier. If it did, I'd probably argue that it would be the best gun in the heavy class. Not to mention, for whatever reason, it has really good range. The motion sensor can also be really useful. I believe it was in the light class or maybe the medium, but it got moved to the heavy class, and basically it can detect enemies that walk by. It sticks to any surface. So if you don't have someone using a sonar grenade in your on your team, then the motion sensor is a very good replacement. The charging slam is a very good and fun alternative to the mesh shield. It does very high damage and makes you really fast, probably as fast as a light class sprinting, just for a few seconds. If you do it in the air, it'll give you a slam animation, which does more damage. And then this special just destroys literally everything in your way. It's basically unstoppable at times. If you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. If you didn't enjoy the video, I don't mind constructive criticism. I've said that in my last 2 videos, but please keep it professional. Saying, oh, you're wrong because you just suck at the game. That's not criticism, that's just hate. And if you comment something like that, you won't get any attention out of me. I'm just gonna delete the comment. It's my channel at the end of the day. I will always treat y'all with respect, and I do expect that same respect from y'all. But with that being said, I'm gonna head out, man. I love y'all, always and forever. 637. Look, if you know, you know. But yeah, man, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video.